Good morning. I've been up for a long time today already at 5:22 a.m. And having just come out of a workshop weekend, I'm feeling my emotions very strongly. And if I had to identify the strongest emotion I'm feeling this morning, it would be sadness. And so I've entitled today's chat with you, Ninth Wave, The Longing of My Heart. And I wrote, "It used to be that the longing of my heart was to be reunited with my twin flame in the flesh. That hasn't gone away, but it has taken a back seat to an even greater longing, the insatiable desire to finally experience the kingdom of heaven on earth. Oh, how my soul yearns for that celebration. Indeed it does." And as I sat in the meditation room this morning, pondering many things, and just feeling the feelings that are present with me, the connections that I am sensing with people all over the planet, realizing how those that are sick are longing for healing, how those that realize that they are enslaved in a system that doesn't make sense long to be freed and liberated from the invisible bars of the monetary chains and the monetary system that binds the entire planet and has bound the entire planet for such a long time. I hear the cries of men and women to find meaning in their life, to feel like somebody somewhere hears them and sees them and understands how much they hurt. Oh, how the earth itself longs for the kingdom of heaven to be manifested finally. The cries of the prophets throughout the years have gone forth telling people, it's in you, the kingdom of heaven is in you. And that's all well and good, and it's true. Yet we long to actually live in a world that doesn't have these tremendous artificial stresses placed upon it. Stresses that are created by believing in an illusion and being deluded by that illusion. I feel like my soul contract this time around, and yes, I do believe we each have a soul contract, something that we're here to fulfill, something that we're here to plant on the earth, something to do, something to be, something to show forth. And my soul contract, I'm becoming more and more convinced as time goes on, is to be able to connect and identify with what others might perceive as negative. Yes, the sadness. Yes, the longing. Yes, the pain of apparent separation. And I have to say apparent because I know that the separation is not real. I know it's only temporary, but I also know that it feels real to most people that are in a human body living on the planet Earth at this time. I know it feels real and really true. And I can intellectually grasp the nonsense of believing that. And yet it doesn't make the pain go away when we do believe that that is the reality. I sat outside last night in the atrium looking up at the sky, as I do many times and have done many times, just wishing that I could have the experience that many have of actual communication, visible communication with my extraterrestrial brothers and sisters. That I could actually see an angel, not just feel them. I can feel things. I'm a sentient being. I can feel lots and lots of things. My sense of sensing is often acute, and yet sometimes not so, but often it is. But how nice it would be to be able to actually see and actually hear the communication, see the being that I'm communicating with in another dimension. But pretty much most of my life I haven't experienced that. And yet I've been able to stand true most of the time to my calling, the longing of my heart, which is the primary longing, to establish the kingdom of heaven on earth, to set the captives free, to heal the sick and open the blinded eyes, to open the deaf ears, that the lame might be able to walk again, and that those that are hurting might be able to experience joy and complete healing of body, soul, and spirit. The joining together of our own Trinity, the three parts of ourselves, that they would be in harmony once again. And I've been acutely aware so many times of how I've been given the gift of being able to identify with the underdog and hear the cry of those that are wounded. And how I've held that space in my heart of compassion and love. No judgment, because the wounded can't see. No judgment because the sick don't get better. I understand. We're waiting for the kingdom of heaven to manifest on earth. Is that not the longing of your heart as you listen? It doesn't even matter if you're in a beautiful relationship. That may feel really, really good, and I'm happy for everyone that is experiencing that. And I know how many times I've longed to hold someone in the flesh, another part of me, another me, in a female form, and love her and be loved by her. But that had to take a secondary role. That's what Spirit was trying to tell me for so much of my life, and I couldn't hear it. Because the only real longing is to seek first the kingdom of heaven and God's righteousness. When I read and listened to David Wilcock's post of the interview with Benjamin Fulford, when I heard 4,000 of the dark cabal were arrested, I've read of other arrests in the past and they didn't seem to happen, or there was no evidence of them. And I long for a city that has foundations, whose builder and maker is God, with evidence of it. I hear you. I hear those of you that are saying, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? Why do I hear you? Because I hear it in my own heart, in my own soul. I hear my own mind saying, Ron, are you deceiving yourself? You keep saying it's coming, the kingdom of heaven is coming. And obviously, it's not manifested up on the earth yet. The darkness still seems to be in control. The media still doesn't tell the truth about the things that you see that most can't see because they're not looking there. And I feel the frustration in the collective consciousness of humanity itself. As we the people, long finally to have the republic restored all over the earth, in every nation, in every tribe, all over, that the republic, and what is the republic? It's not a democracy. It's the kingdom of heaven manifested upon the planet, where the leaders are able to connect at the level of the heart, at the level of the soul, at the level of the spirit, and make sure that the needs of the least are granted, that no one is left behind, that compassion touches every heart and every soul. Until we have that kind of leadership, the kingdom of heaven isn't manifested on the earth. Yes, that kind of leadership will still allow people to experience the illusion and the delusion that they choose to create. But when the delusion is in control and in charge of the governments, the kingdom of heaven is not manifest. It's still a longing. It's still a craving for justice. It's still a desire to have the wrongs that we have created righted upon our planet and in our lives, so that then we might join with our beloved soul mates and twin flames and truly celebrate as we watch the whole earth swept up into a time of glorious celebration. There's times I can feel that so close, and yet there's times it feels like it's so far away. You see, I can identify with everyone because I am you and you are me. And God is not separate from us. This is my job, to bring God into the flesh so that the Creator can experience all of the creation. And the whole creation groans like a woman ready to give birth to a child. And a new humanity is about to be birthed. I can feel it. And yet, there's still the sadness of the birth pangs. There's still the sadness of the hunger and the thirsting for something greater and something more. So these are the thoughts that I share from my heart with you this morning. As you start yet another day, or are in yet another day, that you can hear the cry of your own heart and the cry of humanity, the longing to finally be free. Let it happen in your world today. Feel it even just a little, no matter what you're going through. Because I tell you, it is real. And in many respects it is already here. But I know, I hear you. You want to see the evidence of the things that you've long hoped for. The evidence of things that you can't yet see. I get it. and I bless you. Namaste.